Hi guys. So YouTube took down one of my videos. I knew it was gonna happen because I've been reciting the star names. We were looking for a freighter, and in order to make a mental memory map, I was just repeating out loud the randomly generated names of the star systems, and who knows what kind of names they came up with, that algorithm. So looks like one one of the names that I repeated might have been some type of offensive term in some other language that I don't know. So I didn't mean to say anything offensive like that, but I kind of saw it coming. I couldn't know what I was if there was any connotation to the randomly generated meaningless words that the No Man's Sky algorithm generated. So if anyone's doing content over there, be careful. I'll show you. Yeah, these names are randomly generated. There's no meaning whatsoever. But sometimes, like this one, creates like something that may represent something else. That one looks like a name. Uh, you know. But yeah, it's what it is. I try to look and it doesn't look like I have any strikes or anything. So seems that they just took it down. The algorithm took it down. Who cares? But what that video had, let me show you. Man, we found a freighter, and on the first reload, it was an S-class. So we got really lucky. Now what I'll do is scrap some ships, get some nanites, so that we can start both upgrading our starship. Got some upgrades right there, and buy upgrades. We'll need upgrades. This star system has an alien blaster, pretty cool. That one is a C class, so it's not worth buying. But I named the star system so that I could potentially come here and look for one S class. Alright, so let's do some scrapping. Yep. We're pretty advanced earlier with our upgrades and our exosuit capacity, but we ran into a game-breaking bug. Luckily we had a save file that was a day old, and we were able to revert to it. So let's just keep scrapping. Any shuttles, any fighters, or any or any explorers that land. I want to put in the time because we lost a lot of it because of that bug. Hey, nice. I have an exotic here. Good stats. Very nice. I don't know if I'll keep it though. I think not. I don't like the design. So I'm not gonna upgrade it only to replace it later. It's gonna be a waste of time and nanites. So bye bye. What we will do is keep those upgrades. I'm gonna be scrapping anything worth not C classes, but even a B class will scrap it. There's an A over there, but it's 5 million units. I want to switch star system. Let's go to a Corvax. We'll probably find better things to scrap over there. And if it's not a good place to scrap ships, meaning that it has a lot of large inventory or medium inventory starships, we'll just keep looking. rearrange these. Excuse me. Those are medium. Alright, let's teleport back to the other base because I left my wiring loom over there. They got a Let's also keep an eye out for any alien anomaly. Oh, hey Simon. He says, "Hi Tony, how you keeping up?" I'm good, man. How are you? Look what we found earlier. Let me show you here. Look at that. I was looking for cyan blue, but when I saw this white and orange, I said, man, this is gonna be better. And then I also have funny news. Welcome, guys. YouTube took down that video. Uh, I you remember I was repeating out loud the name of the star systems? What I think happened is one of them happened to be some kind of probably offensive term in some other language that I'm not aware of, and YouTube flagged it and took it down. But it only took us one reload. The first freighter we went for, it was a B class, and then we reloaded once, and then there was S class. Glenn says, "Whoa, that looks dope. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, it took us quite a few hours to find one like that." Simon says, "Found or somebody else found?" No, I found it. I found it. We were warp driving exclusively to Viking systems, a wealthy economy. We had found a few other freighters that were close. We found one that was white and gold. Uh, but yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Like I wanted to post the live encounter, S-class freighter, first reload, and YouTube said no. uh, I was looking for a way to contest it, or I should have recorded it on my side as well. But I didn't. I just posted it live. But I don't mind. I don't mind. We found it. We have it. So now what I'm doing is trying to catch up. Remember that we had to reload back one day. So I'm trying to do wiring loom crashing and expand our exosuit. At the same time, buying upgrades, scrapping ships, the whole ordeal again, man. We were almost done with it, and now we're back at the beginning. But it's what it is. Simon says, I can't believe you gave up looking for a multi-tool within an hour and one planet. Lol, what are you like? Yeah. Well, but it was good that I gave up because that was the corrupted save file. And I found an alien blaster on this other, I'll show you here, on this other star system. So I may go hunting for that one later. But it was a good thing. It was a good thing that the more time I imagine, I find that S-class multi-tool and then I figure out its corrupted file. Nah, but we found this freighter and we took our time. We're fine. Plus, we didn't give up. We just we found our own. It was a green experimental multi-tool. It wasn't an S-class though. It was an A. Okay. There's another one here. I can do this. I don't have to. I can switch to Starship inventory. Let me get pulse into it. But yeah, I know. It was pretty quick that we gave up on that one. Okay, so I need 6 of each. Oh man. So now we reverted back to a save file that's uncorrupted. And the first thing we did then was get that freighter in case um, another glitch occurs, another bug. We'll be happy with the freighter that we have. It has the max slots, so it can't get better. And we took our time finding the one we really like. and it was a bunch of warp drives. Too bad, you know, we were reloading because they would have counted for the milestone. But that's part of the freighter hunt. But we warped. Well, we exhausted um, all the stars that were near us in another star system 20,000 light years away. Then we reverted back to our starting point, our game starting point near here. And that's when we found, uh, after a long time, after exhausting pretty much all the other star system, we found the perfect freighter. And it was meant to be because, like I mentioned, that one reload and boom, it was an S. Only at 2%. Oh, that's not it. Blend says, Wiring Loom Crash is profitable, or just having activated indium mine that makes 55,000 indium per hour. Yeah, that's way better. I have news on mine and my friends' research regarding the changes to the max slot sizes that happen since the ship augmentation update. If you like to know, yeah, please, yeah, tell me what you found. And plan this is a survival playthrough, so like getting a bunch of elements. Like if you're doing normal mode economy crashing, cobalt is better because it'll stack to 9,999. But at this point, things elements will just stack to, I have none to show you, but they'll only stack up to 250. So economy crashing with elements is more difficult. The better is the wiring loom. But at one point we'll get to 600 million units and we won't care anymore. We'll be good for units forever. Okay, there's no point in checking this multi-tool because this is a poor economy here. But it has upgrades. Wow, it has a lot of them. Okay. Shield. So we do still need pulse drive. I forget, yeah. So, Blend says, please share the news. Yeah. One more pulse drive, and we have max pulse drive. Alright, let's get out of this economy. Here. This is where we were trying to warp drive. Alright, pretty nice planning. So last time I was installing the upgrades on the fighter as I was buying them, and I'm gonna avoid doing that because along the way, when the fighter was almost fully upgraded, we found a really cool exotic starship, and I was like, whoa, this has better stats than the fighter. So now I want to upgrade this one. It replaces the fighter, and I had to start the upgrade process again. So I'm gonna keep the upgrades, and only when we have all of them, if we haven't found anything, then we'll go ahead and do so. So Simon says, at C class, the shuttle's max slot are 25 general and 7 tech. For a fighter, it is also 25 and 7. An Explorer gets 30 and 7, and Haulers 35 and 7. Interesting. So now it's based on the class of starship. So what one no, well that's pretty cool because before if you wanted a large inventory, you would be limited to a certain design, a certain starship design. So I guess now if you find any starship you like and it's a S class, you get it in an S class, then you can upgrade it. Is that what you mean? You can upgrade it to a max slot, max inventory. Nice, we found a positron. Alright, we're running low on nanites, so let's do some scrapping. Check the weapon. Ooh. Always check the weapon. Yes. This is how we found the other one. This is even better. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. 1183. Of course we're gonna exchange. We don't need this one anymore. Wow. And it's a rifle. Even though it looks like a pistol, look how many slots it has. No, it's a pistol. It's a pistol. Yeah. Okay, wait, what was that flying away? I said shuttle. So let me read 1 second. I don't want this guy to leave. At classes B, A, and S. No, wait. Yeah. At classes B, A, and S, they are all the same. For class B, it's 38 and 7. For A, it's 40, 14. And for S, it's 48 and 21. Yeah, that's better. That's way better. That means that it doesn't matter the starship's design visually. If you find that one that you like as an S class, it'll have its max inventory slots. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I'll make a an update video for that. One second. All right, sorry. Headset was starting to hurt again, and it's very loud when I rearrange it, so I wanna mute for as I move. Okay, we gotta get rid of all this wiring loom. Um, sorry, for B it's 35 and 7. Thanks. Nice, nice. That is a great update. Because nah, before like some fighters are compact, and some people don't like the extra, like this one. Look at this one. Really cool one. And it's compact. It doesn't have the extra um, sides. Some people don't like that. So yeah, don't now. Why would you force them to buy those? Oh, an S class. Check the damage. 280. Looks cool. So this is why I don't wanna just start upgrading randomly. Pretty expensive. Simon says, I'm not sure how I feel about it, as now essentially the only difference is going to be type-based stats, which with those size slots are also going to be kind of irrelevant. Hmm. Blend says, is that why my Explorer that is A class have 40 general slots? Yep, seems like that's why. Okay, oh, but that's a medium one. It's very expensive. Yeah, it seems it's class based now, the inventory slots. And that's why also the starship, well, not this one. Simon says also an augmented ship will no longer reflect its stats in its design. Okay. Ah, that's good to know. I had it all flipped. I thought I still thought that the inventory size was dependent on the design, the visual design. So that means that I can just buy any freighter, any starship that I like. Thank you, man. You just expanded all the possibilities of starship. Like for example, that one. You know, that's a pretty cool one. But I would have totally avoided if it was if it wasn't like the large inventories type. But that's no longer the case. Now you can just pick whichever starship you like and then just look for it and as an S class. And you should be good. Okay, let's get rid of Infraknife, Phase Beam. Okay, they're large inventory explorers all around. So I'm gonna pick another Sartre Shield. We have two. Simon says, it is whilst hunting NPC ships, not not when you're upgrading them yourself. Oh, okay. So you're saying that if I try to upgrade a starship, I cannot upgrade its max inventories. It'll stay, it upgrades the stats, but not the inventory size. Yeah, we gotta get out of here. Everything is medium size, and we're gonna just burn through our units. But that's weird because there's still a price difference. That's regardless of the class, right? You see, like we're buying these A class at 1.5 million, but then if I buy a large Explorer, it's gonna be 32 million. Oh, because yeah, it does come default with a large inventory, but it doesn't mean that the max inventory is any different. Uh, Simon says no, you can increase the size to the max for that class, but then can go no further until you have then upgraded its class. Ah, I see. I see. Okay. Thank you. Yep. So upgrading the class will upgrade the max inventory slots. It's class based. It's class based. Inventory max is class based. And the reason why they're less expensive is because they already come with less inventory space. But it doesn't mean that their capabilities is any different. For example, this one has 28 already, 28 and 5. But another fighter like this explorer has 18. So I guess the price is influenced by the the amount of inventory slots that it has by default. Uh, Simon says yes. Yeah, first. Okay, awesome. Good to know. Yeah, it's pretty confusing and it totally flipped since from the last time we knew how it worked. So that makes it even more confusing to me that this is a complicated. Yeah, that we're getting out of here. Explorers are really expensive here. Okay, so let's go get our wine loom back. Let's see. Simon says the only ship that does not abide by those new rules for slot sizes in the one we start with, the Radiant Pillar. Oh, interesting. So the Radiant Pillar, right, is a C class, but what it is at the max slot is like an S class. Is that what you mean? I know the living ships as well. I've been doing my research. I know you requested, Simon, that I started that I did a video on this, and today I was researching the No Man's Sky Gamepedia page for starships, and I learned that the living ships cannot be upgraded. They're all S classes, but you cannot use storage augmentation units on them, and the technology upgrades cannot be installed. They have their own type of upgrades, right? Hey Harold, welcome in, man. Good, good to see you. Um, he says I need to keep up with your live videos because the last time I was here, you were still doing Awakening. Nice. Yeah, that was day one. You were here on the first day, man. I appreciate it. So, I'll just catch you up real quick. Uh, a lot has happened. Harold says, "How'd you get 100 million units already, lol?" Because we've been economy crashing using wiring loom. I'll show you now. Okay, so the first thing we did was try to establish trade routes. Well, we got our warp drive. Then we established trade routes. Then we had a planet that had salvageable scrap, and we got 10 million units so that we can buy our first set of trade commodities. With those trade commodities, we started warping through the trade routes until we had 30 million units. Once we had 30 million units, we went up to a space station and bought wiring loom from the people landing in the space station until we spent all the 30 million units. Then we sold it like we're gonna do now. I'll show you. We had, I don't know, maybe a few hundreds of wiring loom, but that's enough to crash the demand for wiring loom to make it so, for example, right now the demand is 30%, 3%, I mean. So selling a bunch of them makes what's called economy crashing, where you get the demand to drop drastically, and look, now it's 75%. So we're able to buy back our wiring loom at a price that's lower, drastically lower than the one that we bought it for, making a profit, making a killer profit every time we warp drive. That gives us enough units to upgrade our start. Let me see if there's no exotic on the floor. It's a B class. B class, okay. That gives us enough units to keep upgrading our exosuit every time we warp drive. Also buying any small inventory starships that land. Some of them, like this one, not this one, medium. Some of them would sell for 1.5 million units, and they are A class. Then we scrap them here and get and sell the upgrades to the merchant, getting nanites so that we can come to this guy over here and buy upgrades. So it's a big loop. It's a big loop that we've been doing. But yeah, He says 25 million for wine loom. Nice. uh, Glenn says, isn't co-op better for doing economy crashes? It is, but in normal playthrough, because you are able to stack 9,900 per inventory slot. So since we're playing survival mode, we can only hold 250 wiring loom. Therefore, 250 cobalt. So, wiring loom actually becomes better. Okay, we're gonna change star systems because all the ships that are landing are medium size and pretty expensive. So they cost like 5 times the amount that we wanna pay for. But to catch you up quickly on what's happened, so we started doing that and we found a really awesome exotic starship and we spent a lot of time upgrading it to the max. Then we were ready to become space pirates to go and attack other freighters, but we started warp driving and we couldn't encounter any single distress freighter. Oh, hey Blend, thanks for the follow. I didn't notice, man. Sorry, I appreciate it. So we ran into a bug. It's a game-breaking bug. I already submitted a ticket to Hello Games. What happens is it makes it so you cannot encounter distress freighters anymore. And I don't know what caused it, but what I suspect caused it was encountering a distress freighter and then, excuse me, escaping it by going into a space station. Going to a space station and somehow maybe that space battle got glitched and stayed perpetually there and it prevented us from encountering others, but I couldn't know which star system had that battle. So I wanted to try that, but I couldn't find the star system there. We tried everything else and nothing. So I deemed the save corrupted. Locally, we had a day old a save file from another day the day before, and we reverted to it. But that meant that we had to start doing this whole process again. We had already found an experimental tool, multi-tool, really cool one. We lost a few things, but I'm not mad or anything. Look what we found today. We found this cool alien blaster. It's A class, not bad. It has 1,100 damage. So see, this one is 1.5 million for a B class. And we wanna do Korvax star systems because they have more chances of spawning explorer starships, which are one of the least expensive. Like this one here. Look, an A class starship for 1.5 million units. This is exactly what we're looking for. Well, if it's A class, even better. I mean S class, even better. But so I buy them before scrapping them so that they don't run away from me. Another one. This is a great place. Another one. 1.5 million units for an A class shuttle. Okay, Blend says, uh, how does a save file corrupt? I couldn't tell. It just wouldn't spawn any freighter battles, and we warp drive around 60 times. So you can imagine how frustrating it was. We were left without a freighter. We couldn't buy a freighter. Well, we still were able to spawn in the random encounter freighters. You know that sometimes you're pulse driving and then just normal freighters, not in distress, show up. But those are always small freighters, not a dreadnought like this one that we found earlier today. So we couldn't have found a freighter like that ever again, and that's why I say it was corrupted. We gotta get rid of the wiring loom to make room and inventory space in order to scrap the starships. But let's keep an eye out because okay, we have 3 on the floor. We gotta start scrapping, so more land. Uh, but it was corrupted. I was very disappointed. I thought I would have to restart the game from the Anomaly Awakens day one. Luckily, that save file, and it's so odd because I usually create a manual save file before I leave or log out for the day. So I that one day I didn't, and it was the best decision I ever made because I was able to go back. Well, the best decision I didn't make because I didn't even think of it. Blend says same thing happened to me and I didn't notice. Oh man. Simon says no, it just has different max lot sizes to a normal freighter, and they the text slots vary depending on the text slot placement. Oh yeah, that's true. Blend says I do not encounter them anymore. It's a new thing, man. It's a new thing. Someone else in one of in the guide on how to find the perfect freighter video commented that as well. That they have warp drive 30 times and they couldn't find a freighter for themselves. And I was like, I just never encountered this issue. I don't know what could be causing it. Oh, that was 1.2 million for an A class. Perfect. We're in the perfect star system. Even the fighter starships are small inventory sizes. Oh man. How far along are you into the game? Harold says, completely off topic. Uh, do you have a set time that you stream? I still haven't set a permanent. I'm I'm looking for a job and depending on the time of that job will be the set stream, but I will be until then for sure streaming on from 8 p.m. Eastern time up till the late evening, so around like 11 maybe midnight Eastern time. And I think that's gonna be the best time frame eventually. I'll probably work 9 to 5. Look how many nanites we get. I'll probably be working 9 to 5, so that will be the more convenient time frame so that I can get a time once I get home to have dinner and take Mara out for a walk. An S-Class shuttle, holler. So being in an S-Class, I think if it's not too expensive, I'll buy it. Um, Blend says, I'm almost in the end game. Well, if you have your freighter already, I think, not bad for 20 million. It's all, we're economy crashing. Who cares? A class. Don't run away. Ah, this is the best. This is the best place. Best place. Even the haulers are small and not expensive. So buy them ahead and then scrap them so that they don't fly away from you. Let's stay here a bit until we have plenty of nanites, so that every time we warp drive, we can buy all the upgrades we want. Bland says, but I don't mind playing from the start. I love this game. Awesome, man. I love that attitude. It is a good game. And I wanted to start. I have another playthrough that has 200 hours, and I wanted to start just because, like, I had a mess of my space stations and bases discovered, my discoveries. Then I also had a mess of my fleet, my freighter fleet. Had all types of like B class, A class, and I couldn't sell them. So I said, well, this playthrough I'm gonna be very picky with my bases so that they don't get too disorganized. And then I'm also going to be picky with my freighters, the freighters that I buy. I only want to buy um, know, S-class freighters. So, but that's just me, you know. And so I was looking forward to the clean start, the clean slate. Simon says S-class, but not max tier number. Not if it matters much anymore. Besides augmentation and upgrade cost. Yeah, I mainly I'm gonna scrap it. I don't like the design, so I'm not if I don't like the design of a ship, then I just assume that I'm going to replace it later. So upgrading it is gonna, in my opinion, it's gonna be a bit of a waste of time. I'd rather find a starship that I love and then upgrade that one. I bought it just to scrap it because it's S-class upgrades, you know, and since we're economy crashing, those 20 million units are made in a warp drive jump or two. I think we already bought that one. Wow, you see this? You can find oh no, we haven't. You can find a star system that is so good for scrapping ships that you cannot even keep up with them. This is amazing. I think this is one of the best I've ever found. Look at that, another one. Oh, that's a C-class. At least it gives us a little breathing room. But here we go. Let's keep it up. Blend says, I would like to see you play permadeath. We will. We will. I'll do a permadeath series just to get the achievement, if anything. But I also want to have um, the main survival playthrough so that we can build bases together. If you guys want, you can add me in Xbox or a crossplay. Tectoni hashtag 4931 because I would love if you guys teleport and visit my bases and then we can build bases together and just do like community playing. Um, but if I do survival mode and I mean permadeath mode and I die, then those bases would be, uh, you know, inaccessible for us. Okay, 2 haulers. Let's go ahead and scrap this one. It's pretty cool. I actually like that it's kind of compact because the other haulers are so large, the wings are so massive that they occupy the entire camera space. So when you're trying to fly through a planet, here you go, another one. They just occupy, it makes it hard to see. Um, Simon says, I have a small project. I may like to consult you at some point. Anytime, bro. Anytime. Just ask and it shall be given. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. I have an idea for a treehouse base. I want to use the triangle foundations to create circles. I'll show you how to create circular bases with your triangular foundations. And then we probably have a bunch of units now. So what you do is if you make uh, if you start with the center all triangles. So 6 triangles create a circle. Then you surround those triangles with square foundations that snap to them. And in between the square foundations, oh, thanks, man. Thanks for the friend. How do I? I think it already added. Oh wait, this is not what I wanted to scrap. Then you put one triangle foundation between each square, and then you start you snap. I'll show it, but it's a pattern. It's a pattern, and you can grow infinitely a circle. So I would like to start with a small circle in the middle, make that large, make that tall, and then at the top build a larger circle. Even the fighters are worth scrapping here, and they look. That one looks pretty cool. Cobalt color. Oh, this guy left. Okay, let's grab this fighter. I think the shuttle was a C. Yeah, it was. It is. Another C. So, and then we can connect them. We can connect them because if you snap the the small foundations in the bottom, they'll still match up to the large ones at the top. So you can connect a bunch of tree houses together. It's in your alerts and to add back. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I'll do that now. Yeah, I don't want to miss that. I'm a noob. Ah, thank you. Let me see. Did I add? Yeah, change friendship. Okay. Awesome, awesome, good stuff. That's got scrapped. That's a B. That's a C. More coming in. Wow. Okay, we have all the pulse engines that we need. Almost have all the hyperdrives. One more. Two more star shields. We're gonna have a max starship in no time. Look, we keep going. So yeah, guys, I suggest this method, and I use it to find S-class ships. Say for example this one. Instead of reloading forever in a trade station, uh, I buy the starship as an A class and then start scrapping until I make enough units. If the explorer shows up as an S class in the trade station, then I just keep all those nanites to myself and not have to spend them upgrading an A class to an S class. So it's kind of like whatever comes first. If I make enough nanites to upgrade, but otherwise, and you can see we're making them in no time. You'll need 10,000 nanites in order to upgrade, but look at this. Wow, 1,500. They stack together. You see? Look at that. Maybe not, maybe not. Let's see. Let's see how much you need. I wanna not give you false information. Upgrade starship. Class 50,000. 50,000 nanites. It's okay, Mara. I know you don't like the fireworks. Okay, let's get that A class. But if you find a star system like this, you'll get it in no time. Especially because you're also getting storage augmentation units, and once you have your starship, your S-class starship, you look how many units. We have 6 already here. Okay, that's not the right ship. Another A class. So yeah, this is how I do it. Okay, yeah. Glenn says it's good that we have crossplay now. Yeah, all of you can join. This is awesome. Uh, yeah, her name is Mara. She's a mix. Very friendly dog. Knows her all her tricks. Sit down, high five, stay. Um, When I say go to sleep, she'll go into her crate. Okay, that's another one. Ooh, large inventory. Fighter. We have one that looks just like that one, but a different color. Okay, let's scrap because we have 3 on the floor now. Yeah, she's really good. She's a sweet. She met a puppy today. Like we were on a walk, and she wants to say hi to every dog she sees. And so the owner was okay with it, and they just played for a bit. Okay, here we go. But now she's barking at the fireworks. Nope, we're not scrapping that one. Let's check. What is it? Another A, man. All right, so we probably have plenty of nanites. I'm gonna save this star system because I wanna come back here. As soon as we run out of nanites, we'll be back. Look, we haven't stopped scrapping. Really good. B. I was hoping that maybe in this time we find an exotic because that's why I haven't installed the upgrades. If I find an exotic with good damage that looks cool enough, I would rather install all those upgrades on that one. Nope, we gotta switch ships. But yeah, guys, hope you had a good day today. There were people drifting outside and everything. I have my just outside my neighborhood. There's a long street all the way towards a bridge that connects you know the a bay, and just before since there's no stores or neighborhoods, it's just a long stretch before the bridge. People go racing there, and I could hear them just throwing fireworks and all the squealing tires. Okay, so we have a full inventory. I think something landed. C, awesome. They give us a break, a breathing room. B. So she's been a bit riled up. All right, let's see how much nanites we have now. We won't be upgrading that explorer though. That explorer already gives us what we need, a lot of distance and hyperdrive efficiency. So I'm not really interested in spending 50,000 nanites for it. There's another one and another one. This is amazing. This is good. Let's get to 15,000. Mara, okay, come down. Come down. Come here. I really want to give it a bit of time to see if we get an exotic. Another A. Ah, this guy left. We found one earlier today, but I really didn't like it. And I figured if I'm just gonna replace this exotic later, What's the point in upgrading it? So instead, we scrapped it and got a bunch of S-class upgrades from it. Okay, that's a C-class. I want to sell the components because we're pretty full on inventory. Yeah, we're full. Let's see if we can scrap this one. Okay. B, a B. Exotic! We did it! Oh my god, amazing! Yes, yes, and it looks cool. Okay, make an offer of a life worship. This is worth upgrading for me. And it looks like a pirate ship. This is a ship worthy of a pirate. Arg! I mean, graw! Like the Vikings say. That's what we will become. Oh, another one. Nice. Alright, let's put all those upgrades in. You see, I see. It's like, let me stay a bit more, a bit longer. We've been here long enough. Fighters on the way, fighters on the way. Nice, we got it. Uh, Blend says, I've been cooking and feeding the mystery stew to that guy inside the anomaly. Yeah, that's one way of making nanites. That's a good way. It's if especially if you like put a movie on Netflix, you can just make a killer profit just by spamming A. Nice trick, nice trick. I've done that myself as well. He can give you like hundreds of nanites for one feeding. So good trick. B B. All right, let's sell and upgrade. Sell here. I want to clear the inventory so I can hold all those upgrades, all those S-class upgrades. Pretty much making our money back. Look at the geodesite. Always is a profit. It's in high demand always. Is it me or did we make more money scrapping than we started with? A class. A class. Oh my god, it's too tempting. Alright. But we have already discovered the exotic of this star system, so if anything, we should be scrapping another so that we may encounter a different exotic design that we may like, or a different shuttle design, or a different exotic design, you know. I mean, explorer. Because if we're scrapping here, we might as well scrap somewhere else. But we're done. We're done scrapping. This is not what I meant to do. I just saw two A classes and I couldn't resist. Very quickly. Ah, she's a beauty, man. Anyone have a suggestion for the name? Bumblebee? Nah, I don't know. Mara, it's okay. There we go. We made 16,000. We're at 16,000 now. Alright, we're done. Stop scanning them, Antonio. Stop scanning them. Okay. So now, well, let me get the upgrades. It's an obsession at this point. No. If it were an S class, then yeah. Name it Mara. Nice. Okay, I like that. Yep. Good thinking. Now we have a bunch of upgrades to upgrade Mara. Let's do it. Switch over. Mara's. I'm thinking something like Mara something. Mara's Glory. Mara's Glory or Pride of Mara. Okay, upgrade Starship. Let's apply the augmentation units. This is why I'm mostly scrapping the ships, also because we get both nanites and augmentation. Ah, I was saying, yeah, you better upgrade. Plenty of row, one more row as well. There we go. That's what I like to see. Yeah. Do we have any left? Oh, exactly what we needed. Okay, let's start. Doesn't matter where. And you were right, Simon. The square configuration is better. Nice, since we already have a lot of hyperdrives, we can take this one and not have to. We can switch directly to this one and not leave the exotic. I mean the explorer here. Photon cannon. Mara. need face beam. Yeah, she's not having a good time today. Doesn't like the noises. Need tritium, wiring, the hydrogen. What else? What else will we need? That's it. Those are the upgrades. We just need 2 positron here. Let's put the economy scanner. We need the economy scanner right away. It's okay, Mara. I know. We'll need rocket launchers before we become pirates. Alright, so we need to fill this. And now we can start our arrangement over here. I will need a lot of inventory slots. I'll move this here. You're right, you're right. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a better combination. For now, I'm just gonna do what I'm. It's a big nose. Alright, see what we need. Anything that we could buy. 5 processors. This is the most important for now because we can start teleporting and keep buying upgrades. We should install the warp drive. Definitely. Not gonna go anywhere without. Need cadmium first. But I won't install it just yet. That's odd. Oh, because we don't have enough. Anyway. Yeah, we need more upgrades as well. I think I should just stay scrapping a little bit more so that I can get all the upgrades. Oh, I thought it was a I thought it was a V-shaped angel wing exotic. No, but it would be impossible because there can only be one exotic design per star system. Let's get our wiring loom. Blend says, so when a C-class is upgraded to S, it can have max slots. Yes, that's Simon has discovered that, and it seems that's exactly how it works. An A-class, this A-class Explorer surprised me because I was expecting it to support 3 rows of upgrades, of tech upgrades, and it only held 2. So I was like, wait, but what? I have another Explorer, and notice this is a large inventory. Like the propellers are indicate large inventory, but that's not how it works anymore. it's all based on class. Okay. So I'm gonna switch star systems. Let's take Mara out for a first flight. Not bad, not bad. I like it. Very compact. Let's take a screenshot. That way, if anyone wants to find this starship design, they can travel to Discord, and I'll be posting them on Facebook. I say it all the time and I still haven't done it. But yeah, they will. They will be there. Let's see how much distance we have now. We got good distance. We have great distance. So, funny thing, I was repeating when I was looking for the freighter. I was repeating out loud the names of the star systems so that I could, you know, kind of like make a mental note and not warp to the same star system twice. And I guess some name that I mentioned out loud, YouTube decided to flag it as offensive. So it took down our video. Glenn says beautiful. Thanks, man. Right? I like the spaceship. I'm happy with this. I even like the trails. It creates three parallel trails. We can upgrade those trails by purchasing different trails patterns with Quicksilver on the Space Anomaly. Simon says, Blend, yes, but max slots have changed now. See my comments above. Yeah. I like it. Okay, let's drop all the wiring loom that we need. Hyperclusters. Chromatic metal is already there. Copper, condensed carbon. Okay, let's do the drill. Oh, we've maxed our tech slots already. Yay. I'm gonna sell wiring loom. Medium explorers. That's a cool fighter. Kinda. Let's see the upgrades. Simon says, oh, Blend says, Simon Robertson. Oh, thanks, man. Blend says, you're welcome, bud. Nice. This is the best community, man. Yes, yes. Okay, let's see if there's platinum or copper for sale. Nope. Buy back our wiring loom before I forget. Eventually, when we have our cargo fully upgraded, the amount of wiring loom that we can hold is gonna be ridiculous. We're gonna be able to make oh, don't land on me. Dude, dude, no, man. Not cool. I saw a video of a meet. Oh, we found an alien. Every time we find one of these, we want to find their grave so that we were invited on next Friday. Oh, this was the wrong one. Either way. We were invited to a community event where a few other streamers get together. Okay, Tritium. And they just talk No Man's Sky topics while playing in game, like teleport and then meet up in game and just chat. So it's gonna be next Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's gonna be 8 p.m. GMT on England. And Paraphenia monetized ferrite. So I wanna get as many glyphs, hopefully all 16 before then. Uranium. Okay, platinum and uranium. When we see those, any S class, A class, or S class. Okay, I think we already have a place where we can get uranium for. Let's go get it. It's gonna be called Pyrite Benders. Oh man, it's annoying because you can rename something, but it doesn't stick until you teleport to it. I don't know which one it is. Oh well, we'll have to. I'm not gonna start randomly jumping. Oh, let's go the alien took the job of directing traffic. Thought he was a visitor. No, he works here. Okay, let's go to the crate. Oh, look at that. It's all water. It's all water. Oh no, suddenly the ground showed up. Blend says, I am at a trading post. I'm checking this out. Nice. Yeah, hopefully you find a max starship you want. What do we need for it? How many jellies do we need? One jelly. Let's get it. There's always the hydrogen crystals nearby. Yep, there they are. I'm just gonna scroll through this guy. Ooh. Okay, let's install in our multi-tool. Carbon nanotubes, a hydrogen jelly. Let's get one more. There should be more dihydrogen crystals somewhere here. Boss. Ah, we need the mining, the advanced mining. Alright, there's more here. Is that copper? Which one needed the hydrogen? Tritium. Oh wow, by one. I think there's one more. Something else needed the hydrogen jelly. Oh, look at that. Oh, I know what it is. Our extractor. Our dig tool. Here it is. No. Oh yeah, it is. Let's get enough carbon for 2 nanotubes. Yeah. Welcome, guys. We're taking a quick second to get the resources to upgrade. We'll find the rest along the way as we teleport between trade stations. Oh, yeah, no exosuit upgrade, no exosuit space. So you can, if you keep your mining beam heated up, notice that it starts doing even more damage. Just keep it there. You can also tell that the color is changing. Starts in green all the way up to red. There's another way to tell. And that's it. Alright. Now we have our multi-tool with the dig, our new multi-tool. So let's dig out that buried module. We don't need this anymore. Alright. Okay, now I want to summon the Explorer, because there's also resources here that we can use. We're not in combat. Okay, so there's a snap point here. Ah, no, it's not here. It's in the fighter. Yeah, definitely. Alright. We'll have all the uranium and copper and chromatic metal we need and whatever. Okay, uranium. Ah, we should also take pyrite. Okay, let's start with this. And we'll see what else we need. Okay. Installed. Yeah. We need more uranium. No more tritium. So what we need is to make hermetic seals. And then antimatter. I should keep all this. The fuel. I use the pyrite and the uranium as fuel.
No free slots in ship inventory.
It's annoying having all these wiring looms. Which one needed the antimatter? Teleport receiver. And then hermetic seals. Need condensed carbon. I think we need 2. One more nanotube. Just making sure I don't need any more. Okay, pyrite, and we have fuel. Do we have any carbon? No. No, we'll have to collect some. We need 50, I think. Each nanotube is 50 carbon. Almost there. Done. Okay, let me make a mental note or list of things we need. Sodium dioxide salt refractor. Sodium dioxide cobalt mirror. All these rare elements and yellow upgrades, I'll do them later once we're at base. We need platinum and tritium. 3 tritium clusters. More tritium. Okay, let's get the tritium clusters. And I think in this space station we can buy tritium. Oof, we're gone. Awesome. Make sure you have inventory in your starship. It's gonna be annoying. I'm not gonna connect the tritium now. Although, I can. Get rid of the hydrogen. this down. Hopefully we have enough space for tritium clusters. Okay, we lost space. There we go. We got two. Because we have one now, we don't have to worry about the inventory. We'll just get three hyperclusters. There we go. Done. Now we have instability drive. Sublight amplifier. Platinum. Uranium. Blend says, if I join your lobby with a new save in survival, will I be closer to your base? It's all random. You could actually spawn in a totally different area of the galaxy. But with a portal, I'm not sure how the lobby works, but you can definitely, we can meet in a space anomaly. And you can teleport to one of my bases and... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. They left us. If you receive this, follow these coordinates to a secure site. Okay, well, we're gonna repeat. Oh, no. I just wanted to check these freighters. Oh, this is the aquatic mission. Thank you. Okay, frigate. D-class. Here. Nope, another C-class. I like these kind of freighters. These are scientific. There's one type that has a rotational spaceships use that to simulate gravity because it creates a centrifugal force by rotating a circle. So spacemen are pushed outwards by that force, creating synthetic gravity. It's not much, but the faster it spins, the more gravity. Since there's no acceleration, it's a constant speed. It's kind of like being in a car that's going always at 60 miles an hour. You can move inside of it and not feel that you're traveling, but then it accelerates and you feel the force, right? So even though it's spinning really fast, they cannot tell. All they feel is that synthetic gravity. So I thought it was pretty interesting that. And when I saw that space freighter, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. They thought of that. Simon says, are you in survival, Tony? Yes, we are here. Okay, I guess we checked everything. We have our... I think that's enough tritium. I don't remember where we needed it. Already installed here. Here. Now we have advanced jump capabilities. I thought we had a second place that needed tritium. Double checking. No, we're good. No more need for tritium. Yeah, right now, it's because I don't have gold yet. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it soon. I'm just holding off on subscribing to any paid memberships until we get that job. Okay. So bear with me, I appreciate your patience, and very soon we will be playing. Okay, nothing here to buy. But just add me as a friend and we'll get there. I'll let you know first person I let know. And it's gonna happen soon. I don't wanna pass an S class. We're scrapping. We got his ancient grave already. Nice. We need 3 refractors.
Received.
Three refractors. Now we need sodium diocobalt mirror and platinum and uranium. Let's keep warp driving. All those can be found on space stations. Perfect, perfect. Alright, so let's warp drive for around 30 more minutes and then I'll call it a 9.
Threat detected.
Anywhere, anywhere. Augur glory. Simon says, like Earth, you wouldn't know we are moving at 1,000 miles per hour. Yeah, man. And how fast is the solar system traveling? And how fast is the galaxy traveling? Like, who knows? We could be near sublight speeds at the moment right now. And we wouldn't know. Maybe we're just energy and consciousness is interpreting this substance and matter, but we're traveling so fast that it's not even real. uh, Someone says, as far as I know, you have to be in the same game modes to join each other. Ah, okay. It's something for me to research, so I'll get back to you there and figure it out. But that will be. Uh, well, I'll get you guys all geared up. You know, I'll help you with all the materials and stuff once we can get them. I'll have a base full of storage containers full of stuff, so you can just come and upgrade your stuff. You don't have to be running around like me right now in space stations looking for the components. Okay, these are. I feel like I'm in a Gex system. Did I leave my wine loom? No, we didn't. Simon says, indeed. I think it's about the. Do you mean the about the oh, cobalt mirror?
Product received.
The velocity of that we're traveling through space and time, or do you mean indeed that we can only meet if we're in the same play mode? Cobalt mirror. Do we need any other cobalt mirror? Nope. Now it's just uranium. Anything else to install? Hazmat, chromatic metal, sodium. Let's see if there's an alien. We want to get as many glyphs as we can. Okay, looks like no alien on this one. Okay, we have chromatic metal. Let me make sure. Yeah, we have space. It says, yeah, that I think is the playthroughs. We can only meet with survival mode players. Both. Oh, both. Yeah, I don't know. I think of that. Well, there, scientists did an experiment where they fired. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure you've heard of this experiment. They fired a set of, was it? What was it? I think it was particles, just random particles, and then they measured where they landed on a sheet, on a flat surface, right? What they discovered is that when someone is observing the 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 beam or the firing of the particles land on a focus point like like a stream, but then when no one's looking, it behaves like a wave, so it lands scattered. So like depending on whether someone was consciously looking um at the beam at the moment that it got fired, it would change the way that it would behave. That's a really cool, interesting. I'm gonna get back to you. I know I'm not remembering correct, like accurately, but it goes along those lines, and that's the conclusion. The conclusion is I remember that matter behaves like a wave length, an energy when no one is observing it, but then it'll like take form. It's kind of like it's a until someone looks at it and applies consciousness, everything is just probability. It can land, the particle can land in all this range of distance about the flat sheet. So it can be anywhere. So it actually lands everywhere because it's only when consciousness looks at it that it actually chooses one of those infinite probabilities or those probabilities. So it's kind of like along those lines. It's pretty interesting. Like how people, as a kid, I always wondered, when I went to school, I thought, does my room even exist when I'm not there? Like, there's no one there. If there's no one to see it, does it even exist? And I guess I may have been onto something, like something was there because eventually that experiment I only found out later, where by like probably at like 20 years old. Uh, but yeah, it's very interesting. I suggest you look it up. I would just Google like consciousness experiment behaves matter behaves like wave, and you'll find it. You'll find it. It'll float to the top. Simon says, yeah, quantum theory. Nice. I didn't. Yeah, it makes sense that that's the branch of study. Yeah. Well, in years, that also reminds me, particles in the quantum world, which is we have atoms that are a set of protons, neutrons, and then electrons revolving around them, right? But within protons, neutrons, and electrons, there are, well, I don't know electrons, but I'm not, I think they're really, really small. Electrons are extremely small and they're hard to find. They're moving all the time and hard to pin. But in the quantum world, uh, within protons and neutrons, they have like subparticles, is what they call. But these particles appear and disappear and then reappear, and like they break all laws of physics because you like I could not just disappear and appear in somewhere else. But in the quantum world, that's actually how everything works. Like those particles, some scientists say that they disappear into other dimensions, but that's all theory. Like that's a stretch. You gotta prove it to me too. But they're smarter than me, so they're I'm sure that it comes from somewhere. It comes from some kinds of observation. But yeah, imagine that. Imagine appearing and disappearing other places. Just like that's happening inside of us, right? We're composed of those atoms. Simon says a quantum of light or photon will behave like a particle or a wave depending on how they measure it. Okay, so is it like what I said? Like is the fact the measurement is the fact of consciousness that consciousness is looking at it, or do they change the experiment? Like I thought the only change was that they like someone would actually take the measurement versus uh s- I don't know, absence of consciousness. It's very complicated. By bouncing photons off satellites, a team has confirmed that an observer can make the decision even after a photon has made its way almost completely through the experiment, seemingly well past the point at which it would become either a wave or a particle. Such delayed choice experiments might someday prove the fuzzy probe the fuzzy frontier between quantum theory and relativity, dark matter. Dude, you're real smart, man. I don't know, like that's, but yeah, it's amazing, amazing. Like I wish I understood all that to the, you know, like I don't know. I always wonder how can if like the universe is so complex, but at the same time so ordered, you know, everything is so balanced and it creates not just life and well, first it creates substance, right? All that non-substance, all those wavelengths create substance, create matter. That matter creates a symphony of physics in the solar systems and the stellar bodies, which then creates order that allowed life. And if people have tried to calculate the odds of life existing, and they say that they would have to like create a lot of universes in order to have one single universe that has one planet that supports life. So that's how they explain the multi universe theory, the multiverse theory, because it's the only way to explain how we have one single Earth-like planet that has life in it. It's that rare. It's that rare. You need Goldilocks zone. You need a planet the planet in that Goldilocks zone with the right matter, the solar body with the right composition. Like it's a lot of things. Plus, we need that asteroid belt between Jupiter and I mean, we need Jupiter. We need Jupiter to hold the asteroid belt and to pretty much absorb all the large asteroids, or else they would have destroyed life before it even began. You know, as it would begin, we would be constantly bombarded by by stellar debris.
Toxic protection.
So there's so many conditions, but then not just life spawns sentient life, the most abstract thing, consciousness. It's like we went from wavelength to physical substance to then wavelength again. And it's like a cycle. Now, using our wavelength, we're creating engineering, we're creating material no other species creates. It's like, I don't know, it's amazing. I don't think we're just like I think there's so much there so often a simplistic view that we're just, oh, flesh and bones, we're here and then we're not. We're not. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. You know, it can only be transformed. It's a pretty cool die, you know? Simon says, yeah, but also think about the billions of solar systems where the universe didn't get it right, right? So it was likely to get it right somewhere. I don't know, billions? Billions is billions, you know, but the odds may be quintillions, you know, one in quintillions or even more. And if you only have that many stars, then the odds are that none of them have it. So that's what I've read in some articles. Obviously, there's opposing and different ideas. This is all speculation and theory, and it's based like assuming that the math that the person took is correct, accurate, and well founded. Because it can be sensationalist as well. But I don't know. I don't know. I doubt that you know we're. It's just there. I like for example, just a few year ago, maybe a century ago, we thought that a particle was as simple as a sphere, and it's not. It's not an atom. And before that, they didn't even think that the atom was a thing. You know, a cell was the smallest thing that they could see. So if I were back then saying, "Oh no, the universe is way more complex than that. It's way more deep. There's more to it that we still do not see," I would have been labeled as crazy or you know. So who's to say? I don't think we've reached a sliver of intelligence, of our knowledge. Um, so Simon says we were bombarded by space material and possibly will likely again at some point. Remember the dinosaurs? The planet Jupiter protects us a lot, though. Yes, yes, and not just Jupiter. We have Neptune, Uranus, and they're gathering a lot. So it's rare to see something get through them, but it does. And there is a documentary in Netflix. I'll look for the name. I can't think of the name right now, but they talk about the um, the evolution of the solar system, and we can see that the planets weren't in the same look. Oh, what is that? It's like bone. Oh yeah, yeah, it's bone. What they talk about is that the planets didn't used to be in their arrangement. Um, there have been events in our solar system that have directly, like drastically, rearrange the location of the planets. It's one theory for, I think, that why they think there was like water in some of the planets in the so close to the sun. They'll be like, but how could there be water? It's so hot in over there, right? But what they think is because they used to be farther away. than what they are right now. Okay, we already got the carbon. We need uranium and platinum. Uh, Simon says the odds of winning the lottery are high, but people do it. Odds can be astronomical, but still find success. And I think, yeah, I think they do. I think probability like finds a way, to if it's possible, then it'll happen. But I don't know. I don't know. Well, there's UFO sightings a lot. So um, there can be interplanetary civilizations, but I don't know. I don't know. They travel so long distance. At least I think I don't think they traveled like if there are aliens that come from other space like other corners of space. I don't think they traveled in a from point A to point B in a straight line. Okay, at least they had to find some kind of like dimensional way around, and maybe that's why the UFOs that we see and record and film, like they can break the laws of physics. They can, turn in a 90-degree angle, breaking the laws of inertia entirely. What did we just buy? Ah, sodium diode. Hey, we have a survey device. We need 3 more. And we have an optical drill, and we have another grave. Okay, I saw a message. Let me read it 1 second. Let me get, because I'm into the conversation and I don't want to miss this guy. Okay, look at the object. Okay, let's ask where they're from. Oh, I forgot to check the upgrades. Okay, so Simon says solar systems create planets and capture them. Mars was closer to the sun than it is now. Okay. Odds are that UFOs are hyperdimensional craft. I agree. I agree. I think maybe they're even life beings from other dimensions entirely. No, we did check them. Did we upgrade here? Yeah, we did. But no, maybe they found some kind of technology and they can bend space and time and warp through a dimension so that they can well, they what we know from the recorded cases, right? The filmed cases is that they have a way to break physics, the laws of physics, the laws of inertia. They can get around them. They come into being from nothingness and then they can disappear into nothingness as well. They can accelerate from zero to hero in nothing, which would destroy anyone inside of it. Any material body like us. Imagine you're in a spaceship that's standing still and then accelerates directly to light speed. It's like being in a car and feeling the acceleration push you into the seat. Imagine you get squished in a spaceship that accelerates as fast, you instantly become a squish, like just a garble of human material. So like they have to only accelerate at a speed that a physical body would allow them. So maybe they're not even physical bodies, or they have some kind of technology that totally negates inertia, gravity. I don't know. Odds. It is not really breaking the laws of physics. Hmm. What about like traveling in this direction and then switching directions without without slowing down? without loss of, like, you know, like a projectile has an arch, a predictable arch. That's like an orbit. An orbit of a planet is a projectile trajectory, right? So like a planet couldn't just suddenly take all its energy and velocity and speed towards one direction and shift it to another. Like if even if another planet exerts immediately appears in space and it starts exerting a force that pulls it out of its trajectory, it'll create it'll have to adjust that. It'll be like a calculation of the two forces. It cannot just like suddenly negate one and then switch. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Uh, if only they didn't know how mobile phones work, they would consider them to be breaking the laws of physics. Good point. Good point. Okay. Yeah, it may be my primitive mind. Oh, this is platinum. How much can we get?
No free
Oh, it's
slots
silver.
in ship inventory.
No, I think we hit a meteorite. Let's try it again. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, maybe. And it's not because sound can travel. Electricity, it's not even sound that's traveling, it is platinum. So we get 7 per each, and how much we need. So what he's saying is that, okay, we need 100. We'll wait until we'll find one. A space station that sells it. Um, yeah, like someone would say, wait, sound cannot travel this fast between here and Europe, from the United States to Europe. So how can I instantly hear them over the phone? Because it's not actually sound that's traveling, it's electricity. And then your phone interprets that signal and emits it as sound backwards. You know, it converts it to sound. So electricity can travel that fast between 2 points. So like you say, it's not breaking the laws of physics. But to someone that only understands sound and not electricity, it would seem like it is. Okay, and I definitely don't understand physics, uh, just high school level physics, and you know, not barely is what I'm trying to say. So he says inertia dampeners. If you negate gravity, you don't have inertia. So you're saying that acceleration cannot be felt in space, in a vacuum. If you're in a spaceship and that spaceship suddenly accelerates, you would not feel the inertia of that acceleration or the force of that acceleration. You need a planetary gravity exerting force. I think I missed the. You see, I was too involved in the conversation, and I forgot the grave to visit the other guy's grave. Platinum. You see, I'm glad I didn't start collecting 7 at a time.
Product received.
So now we just need uranium and then these annoying components. I think they're annoying because it takes like 5 minutes to prepare them. Just waiting on the refiner. It's not the most. Let's give a gag a reward. Yo. So yeah, Simon confirms right. So interesting. That's cool. And that's actually a good thing because it means that sublight speeds are plausible. And then acceleration, it's not like, oh, because imagine if you're at standstill at 0 miles per hour relative, and then you try to get to light speed, it's a long way. So if you can only accelerate so fast, it'll take probably days in within acceleration, within the rocket accelerating and feeling that force in order to actually get to a point where you're in a constant speed and you don't feel and you can unbuckle and walk around. So if there's no feeling of inertia, then they can be constantly accelerating and and not feel, not have to wait. So they could reach it could be plausible to reach the light speeds, hopefully. That's gonna be needed to get to the farther reaches of the solar system if we wanna colonize the moons of the gas giants, which have a lot of water in them. Let's see, did we check the upgrades here? We probably did. Okay. I'm completely into the conversation. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go to a new one. Alright, let's make this our last station. And then we'll sign out for the night. Oh, look at this one. This freighter is pretty cool. And we'll be back tomorrow. Continuing looking for glyphs and upgrading until we have enough glyphs to use portals. Because on Friday we were invited to a Nexus event with Captain Steve and PT and a bunch of other YouTubers. So we want to be able to teleport there and say hi. G-force, gravity. Yeah, but G-force is a unit, right? And it's relative to the Earth's force, gravitational force. But for example, you can measure the gravity force of a sun of a star in G-force. It would be, I don't know that, but more than thousands of times. However the mass, however many times the mass is larger than the Earth. Glenn says that was interesting. Learned a lot. Awesome, man. I'm glad. I learned too, dude. Simon's a genius here. You gotta tell us all about physics, man. Come by anytime, and that's why I think people that like No Man's Sky usually try to gravitate to those kind of topics. Definitely aliens and the universe and the chances of life and how the universe works, how we came here, the beginnings of the solar system, uh, theories on where it's going. Like eventually Andromeda, which is our nearest galaxy, will merge with the Milky Way. But still, there's so much distance between a star and another that it may happen, and we may not even notice it happen. Like, I don't know. Our stars, our solar system may just get pulled out, but maybe, I don't know, our gravity is not even affected, our stellar composition, or maybe it is. But if you see it from the macrocosmo, Andromeda and the Milky Way merging together, it looks like it's gonna be this. But there are already uh, galaxies that are like that came to be out of two black holes, right? But that's gonna happen in, oh my God, billions of years into the future. They're so far away. Do we have hyperdrive maxed? Nope, we can afford one more. Nice, nice. We maxed out hyperdrive on our last one.
Pronouns received.
I love science. Far from it, but thanks. Oh, the genius remark. Very humble. That's good. But definitely know a lot. So that's very cool. Keep learning and keep teaching us. And we all learn from each other, Like I just don't know what you don't know from me. But eventually, as we're talking, we'll each learn something needed sodium. This guy, 20.
Products perceived.
Yeah, today was a good talk. I like it. That's kind of like the whole point of the live stream, really. I know you guys have done this, you know, but it's kind of like to create a lobby where we can chat about all these topics and have fun and just you guys are probably playing No Man's Sky on your side and over here, so just a way to just not play by yourself, you know, and not be alone, just chat, talk about topics. We can talk about anything really. No, it doesn't have to be science and space related. You just gotta chat and bring up the topic, and I'll reply, I'll respond. Let's do one freebie one. Here's a new one. Mm. Drake's equation. Is that the inertia? Drake's equation. I've never heard of Drake's equation. Let's see what it says. Is it the odds of a planet? The Drake equation is a probabilistic argument used to estimate the number of active, communicative, extraterrestrial civilization in the Milky Way. Okay, so what's the answer? What are the odds? How many does he think we have? We'll find how many. He says communicative civilizations, like conscious civilizations, I guess. Self-aware. Human progression will accelerate unless we kill each other first, which is more likely given our history. I think we're on a verge of, you know, transcending. Just because our communications technology has gotten to the point where accountability is so high that we're just now like phasing out like the remainings of corruption, you know, like people are being able to communicate, share thoughts, and even like there are revolutions in the farthest reach. We are, you know, that there have been revolutions where democracy, the people have taken back the 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 their right, the right to decide as a people and not be um, dictated upon. So I think it's just a matter of time before it's the people leading, and there is not one single ruler or that can decide to wage war and destruction upon others. So as a collective, that's very unlikely. But we have to be able to it's all about the information systems. If information technology is compromised and corrupted, then you can control, you can influence the entire populace, right? Because if you limit their access to information, and that's what a lot of uh, political systems in the past have done to get their populace to agree. Just limit their access to information, and you can pretty much convince them of anything. But yeah, deep and heavy topic. I'll have you uh, I'll have you to I'll leave you to read about it in your own time. Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'll check. That's very interesting. I haven't heard of the Drake's equation, but I have hopes. I'm hopeful about the future. Okay, that I think what we're gonna see very shortly is an era of peace and prosperity for all nations, where you know it's gonna be good, and that's what I hope for at least, and what you know, and I think so many people want that as well, that 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 it'll happen, because it's like consciousness creates the reality, right? So I don't know. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Says Simon, the corruption is still winning at the moment. What do you really think censorship is all about? Yep, it is. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. If you censor voices and you limit access to information, then people only have access to so much, right? So censorship is something to be fought. It's a direct violation of First Amendment, and we all know how important that is. Right now, Hong Kong is going through that, right? So we have to support that. But see, notice that even in the corners of the world where speech was like, you know, punished severely with the ultimate penalty. Now people are grouping and standing up together and using social media and using information systems technology to voice against the things that threaten their livelihood. Okay, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing, and that tells me that it's only a matter of time before they just you know take over. They're getting so much sympathy. The whole world sympathizes with Taiwan and Hong Kong. I imagine they just want to be able to choose for themselves their own laws and rules, be democratic. That's all they were asking for. All they're asking is to be democratic. So yeah, I hope I don't get flagged for just talking about this. Nah, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. There's a lot of political commentators on YouTube that I follow and I listen to, and they all talk about all this, and there's no reason to get flagged for it. Simon says it will be good uh, for about 500,000 of us, but not as much for the rest. Okay. Um, well, that us, well, that sounds like, you know, that elitists will always the elite, the top a few percent will always be benefited. But yeah, no, that might be so. It depends on the society and it depends on the civilization, right? But there's so much opportunity. There's people, like this, creating content and becoming, successful, and that's irrelevant of like whether they were born or where they were born. Like I was born in Puerto Rico, and I moved with I left everything. I started with nothing here in Florida, and I've been able to keep growing and keep uh, until taxes try to push me down. I was like, I'm growing, and then Tassa said, okay, no more. uh, but it's what it is. So, but I think, yeah, I think there are opportunities, and opportunities are growing. That time where, like, even education was only for the privileged, right? Only for the the wealthy, whoever were wealthy. That's gone. That's gone. Access, even information, even the internet can teach you industries that you needed to go to college to learn, like, or study or become an apprentice from a blacksmith, or a carpenter, or an engineer. Okay, science. You can learn all the concepts of science and become a scientist just by studying online. No one's gonna charge you any money for it. Well, your ISP will, but that's it. And you can probably even go to Google, and no, everyone has a phone right now. Everyone has is a internet cable phone. Um, so Simon says, right now there is a big push for censorship disguised as other things. I know. It's very scary. It's very scary, but I think it's just desperation, man. It's desperation because uh, because democracy is winning. Have you heard of the Georgia Guidestones? I have. Those are, oh my God, those are disgusting, disgusting. It's a stone that says, in order for humanity to survive, we have to go back to, like, certain amount of million. You're just like, what? We're a civilization, like, we're a human civilization of 6 billion or more at this point, way more, like, but close to 7 billion. How can it fit through your head that you're going back to that? And it's not needed. It's not needed. We are about to terraform Mars. We're about to be able to establish colonies throughout the solar system. We're about to be able to harvest iron, gold, copper, helium-3, hydrogen, and all the fuels and all the resources that we're gonna need to prosper and to grow civilization even further from uninhabited systems. So very soon, well, we're super close to the developing the um, it's not fusion. Yeah, fusion reactor, where instead of breaking an atom and creating a radioactive chain reaction, we fuse them together and just make an inert complex molecule. So it's nothing. And there's actually engineers that have designed micro designs for fusion reactors that could fit on a truck, on a cargo truck. So imagine a spaceship the size of a truck equipped with a fusion drive. Just like these guys right here. Just like these guys. What do you think they have for fuel? That's why we feed them the hydrogen as Starship fuel. Pulse engine. I don't know how pyrite works, but probably they're using pyrite, warp cells, antimatter. I don't know, but fusion is incredibly abundant. It only takes helium. We don't have to keep digging for fossil fuels. So we are on the verge of having all the resources that we need to keep civilization growing, and stopping from harvesting them here, where we actually impact ecosystems. We're gonna start harvesting from moons that don't have any ecosystem. They don't have any life form that we know of, right? So it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better if like you say, if we get there, if we let ourselves get there, if we don't say, like, okay, ban all fossil fuels and we cannot even send space rockets up to space anymore. We first have to get to space, right? First have to be able to extract helium-3 from the moon and turn that into fusion energy. Then we can get to Mars in no time. With fusion, we can achieve sublight speed. Right now, our spaceships are powered by solar panels, right? Solar sails, they call them. How much energy can you produce? How fast can you get a starship to go with a solar panel, with a solar wind? You can't. But if you have a fusion reactor equipped in your starship, you can get to Mars in no time. In no time. And that means that establishing a colony in Mars is gonna be safer because you can definitely send them resources. You can send them food, water until they get established. You know, you can send them more materials, tools, basic construction components. That's the whole thing we're doing in No Man's Sky. We're terraforming. We're building colonies in planets uh, that have nothing, and even the our building structures. Let me see if there's a catalog of structures, construction parts. Our structures here, they come from the designs, the real life designs of humans that are planning to terraform Mars. So they plan to establish biodomes and corridors like this, and pressurized chambers to keep and exosuits. That's where it all comes from the hopes and dreams of not just us. This is not terraforming Mars. It's not a new idea. It's not a new concept. The scientists have been proposing it. I've seen videos from as like the 1970s, 1960s, where scientists saying like, hey, we shouldn't go to the moon. We should start going to Mars. Well, the Apollo rocket was over designed, they say, because like it was overkill to get to the moon, but it was because the designer actually wanted to go to Mars. I forget his name, but he actually wanted to get to Mars, so he designed a rocket that would get to Mars, but they decided to go to the moon instead, I guess. That's an interesting story as well. But yeah, guys, let me see. Uh, right now, Simon says, right now there is a big push for censorship disguised as other things. Simon says, have you heard of the Georgia Guidestones? Yep, we talked about that. Okay, I didn't want to miss anyone's messages. So, thank you guys for coming by and sharing your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps me out. Very grateful for all the support again. And tomorrow we'll we'll finish upgrading our starship. We'll do a little bit of scrapping so that we can expand the inventory. Right now we only have 2 slots. But we're almost there. We have our positron ejector. We'll need a little bit of uranium, and we'll need this before we become pirates. We want to become space pirates so that we can get a bunch of frigate modules in order to upgrade our newly bought freighters technologies. We'll need those frigate modules to unlock the technologies and then upgrade them. And then our freighter will be able to follow us to blue star systems, to red star systems, and also be able to summon exocraft anywhere in space. So we'll be able to do Nexus missions with this, pull this freighter in and summon our exocraft. Blend says, bye man, see you tomorrow. Enjoyed your stream a lot. Oh man, thanks. That's what we're here for, man. So I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Glad you did. You know that pumps me up, and I'll keep making content for you. Oh, an exotic left. Ah! We could have bought that exotic, but we have ours here. And I noticed it's the big sail, and kind of like the one we saw in the earlier stream. So it's not my favorite, but we would have scrapped it for S-class upgrades. So it's not a big loss, but still, it's annoying to see a rare ship fly away from you. So thanks, guys, again. It's been a pleasure. Hope to see you soon, and have a good night. Simon says bye, Tony, and chat. Take care, all. Yes, bye, Simon, man. Have a good night. Thanks for all the topic. It really made the stream interesting. The loop here is pretty repetitive and can get boring. So so grateful that you brought those topics because that's what I enjoy, just chatting with you guys about just random things, anything that you guys find interesting. Um, if there's no topics, then I'll just like mention what I'm doing and such. But what I really want to be doing is hearing you guys and learning what you think about things, learning from you and all that. Good night. Bye, Simon. Take care, says Glenn. Awesome, awesome. All right, well, I'll leave it here. Have a good night, guys. Thank you all so much. Happy